Welcome in, whiskey freaks, to the Blind Tasting Podcast, Splash and Dash Edition. It's where I skip the history lesson and I get right down to tasting something I think I'll like, and I think you might like it too. Today I'm cracking open a very special bottle from Holladay Distillery's Ancient Cave Collection. It's a Hickory smoked straight bourbon whiskey. So you're probably wondering, why am I reviewing this? It's kind of obscure. It's kind of different, right? Well, I finally had the pleasure of visiting the distillery last week while I was up visiting my son. He lives in Nebraska, and the Holladay Distillery, it's kind of right off the highway. It's on the way up there just north of Kansas City. I've mentioned their stuff here on the pod several times, and frankly, I've been meaning to visit them for years now, way before anybody had even heard of Holladay Distillery. Today, I'm going to talk about the Holladay Ancient Cave Collection. That collection, again, brief history, sorry. I can't control myself. It features bourbon that they age in experimental barrels for a secondary finish. So what they do, each barrel starts in a level 3 charred white oak barrel, and they age it for at least 6 years in Rickhouse B or C. It means nothing to me, but means something to them. So the magic happens when they select barrels from the first floor of one of those warehouses. They re-barrel it, and they apply a secondary finish to it. So about the Ancient Cave itself. The Ancient Cave, it's on the property right there at Holladay Distillery out in Weston, Missouri, and it dates back to 1837. It's the oldest structure on site there, and it holds 72 ricks of barrels, and each barrel is crafted with different oak types or toasting methods, spiraling. I've mentioned the spiraling on a previous episode, and smoking techniques. Today we're talking about a smoking technique. They say the cave, because it's a constant 60-degree temperature, it's a controlled environment for the aging process, and that's why they use the cave. It's absolutely perfect at 60 degrees according to what they say. Now this one here, what I've got in my hot little hands is Ben Holladay's Hickory Smoked Limited Edition bottle. Now, they're taking their original 1856 mash bill of 73 corn, 15 rye, and 12 malted barley. Like I said, they age it for 6 years, and they apply an additional aging to it of 1 year. This particular bottle is 1 year and 5 months extra in that smoked barrel. It's a level 1 charred Hickory smoked barrel. Now it comes in at 100 delicious proof points. Love things that are around the 100 proof or higher range. And it set me back $44.99 for the $3.75. And honestly, I was glad I didn't have to drop $90 on a $7.50, because this kind of gives me an opportunity to try it and give it a go here on the pod without laying out all that cash. Anyway, the $3.75 is pretty cool. It's a short, fat, kind of a jug-like looking glass bottle. Kind of reminds me of an old whiskey jug from back in the 1800s. So it looks cool on the shelf. It's different. It stands out. People are going to go, hey, what's that Ancient Cave Collection there on your shelf? So that's kind of neat. So remember back when double oaked was big, and then recently we had the whole Amberana thing, and then triple oak. Now we got smoked. And in this case, smoked hickory. I really don't know what I'm supposed to expect here. I honestly don't have a lot of experience with smoked whiskeys, so let's give it a go. All right. Forgot it in my glass. Let me put the cork back on here. I'm moving it around in the glass. I'm giving it a swirl. I'm just checking out the legs. It has fantastic legs. It's over 7 years old, and I mean, I guess I'm kind of expecting it to have nice legs, and it actually does, and it looks great in the glass. I'm going to give it a quick nose. Dang, that's some sweet stuff. I'm getting some rich vanilla, and there's a red fruit in here. It's just a poppin'. That's great. I love the fruitiness that this thing is putting off. And remember, this is smoked hickory, and I do get a very subtle smokiness on the nose here. It's not overpowering, just a subtleness that lets you know, hey, I'm hickory smoked. Give me another. There's some caramel coming off of it too. Best way I could describe this is it's very bourbon-like. It's a standard stuff, right? Plus some smoke. So you're thinking, what does bourbon smell like? This is what bourbon smells like, plus a little bit of smoke. Let me get a sip of this. Wow. That smoke hits you right up front, and then I get a peppery pop right behind it. No mistaking the smoke influence here. Very smoke forward. Do get a bit of that red fruit in here too. I love that. That's very unique, and it's something that's very near and dear to my heart, that red fruit. Let me get another sip. Okay, yeah. I got to mention the mouthfeel. The mouthfeel is fantastic. Again, the legs are fantastic. It kind of lets me know that the viscosity of this, the flavors in here are just coating the inside of my mouth. Beautiful mouthfeel. Such an oily goodness going on. It's actually, this is weird. I can't say that this has ever happened to me before. It's actually making my mouth water. It's very different. Let me get another sip. Okay. Wood. Yeah. Wood. Smoked wood. It's taking over on the back end. It's really relentless, unfortunately. There's maybe a tinge of leather in here too, and I typically enjoy leather in many cases, but I'm not sure I'm loving it here on this finish. Let me get one more sip here. Okay. Love the fruitiness. Like I said, I can't say it enough. That ripe red fruit, it's so nice, but it's just being beat down by that smoky woodiness. It's screaming, "Don't choke me, bro." All right, whiskey freaks, let's be real. This podcast ain't free to make. And my wife, well, she's got questions about where all the money's going. So if you've ever enjoyed an episode here on the Blind Tasting Podcast and thought, man, this guy deserves a drink, well, now here's your chance. Head over to buymeacoffee.com/blindtastingpodcast. Toss a few bucks in the tip jar. It'll keep the podcast rolling, and it helps me prove to my wife that somebody out there thinks this was a good idea. Thanks for the support, whiskey freaks. That's buymeacoffee.com/blindtastingpodcast. Just a buck or two if you love what you're hearing. So appreciated, guys. Cheers to all of you. Now let's get back to the bourbon. So what's the verdict? Now, if you listen to the Blind Tasting Podcast, there are 3 verdict possibilities. Are we going to keep it? Are we going to collect it? Or are we going to cull it? To keep it means to proudly display it in your liquor cabinet or bar. This stuff is good for a pour anytime, but there's no need to stock up on it since it's always available. Collect it. Grab another bottle or maybe 2 since you find it so damn delicious, or it just may not be easy to obtain. Lastly, cull it. Use it to loosen rusty bolts or sanitize a dirty toilet. In the case of Holladay Ancient Cave Hickory Smoked Straight Bourbon Whiskey, I say, keep it. I gotta say, I'm glad I finally made it out to Holladay Distillery. The folks there were amazing. The grounds are beautiful. I can't even say that enough, how beautiful the property is. And that's early. It's not even spring yet, and it's still beautiful. I can't imagine what it's going to look like this summer. I was lucky enough to grab one of these right before they sold out too. So I paid $44.99 for the $3.75. I'm not sad. It's very different. I like how it actually made my mouth water when I was sipping it. That's crazy. And the red fruit was amazing. But the smoke was literally choking out the other flavors. Now, I like the peppery notes and even a smidge of leather there on the finish. But dang, let those flavors shine through, guys. Would I buy it again? Probably not. Will I be back to Holladay to try their other ancient cave selections? Well, yeah, you bet. I love what they're doing out in Weston. Again, it's on the way to see my son too. That's very convenient. There's so much history out there. You got to look it up listen to my previous episode where I talk about Lewis and Clark and the really interesting history there in Weston and on that property. Anyway, the real pros out there at Holladay, but I'd have to pass on this one if I had to do it all over again. Let me be clear. I am going to finish this bottle. It's beautiful on the nose. Beautiful. It's drinkable. It's different. I do like it, but it's a bit disjointed. And like I said, the smokiness and the woodiness just won't let go and let the other flavors out. Well, that's all I got for today, Whiskey Freaks. Thanks for listening to the Blind Tasting Podcast Splash and Dash Edition. Don't forget to like and subscribe wherever good podcasts are found. I appreciate all y'all. I'll see you soon.